The U.S. Navy destroyer USS Roosevelt, DDG-80, arrived at the Italian port of Taranto for a scheduled visit, underscoring the ongoing strategic importance of the central Mediterranean within NATO's defense framework. This port call, lasting from September 21 to 23, was not merely a routine logistics stop, it represented a deliberate deployment of advanced air and anti-submarine capabilities to a region of rising geopolitical tension. The presence of a high-capability Arleigh Burke-class destroyer in this corridor reinforces the alliance's ability to monitor and respond to a spectrum of maritime threats while maintaining interoperability among allied forces. The USS Roosevelt is a Flight IIA destroyer built around the Aegis combat system, which combines advanced radar, missile, and sonar technologies into a highly integrated platform. At 155 meters in length and displacing roughly 9,200 tons, the ship balances endurance and operational flexibility, allowing it to operate effectively without compromising port access. Its combat systems include the N/Spy 1DV fixed-array radar and a 96-cell Mk-41 vertical launch system capable of deploying standard missiles for area defense, Evolved Sea Sparrow missiles, ESSM, for close-in threats, and Tomahawk cruise missiles for precision long-range strikes. Defensive measures such as the Phalanx CIWS, a 127mm Mk-45 Mod 4 main gun, and 12.7mm machine guns provide comprehensive self-protection against aerial, surface, and asymmetric threats, while the N/SQQ 89 sonar suite integrates hull-mounted and towed array sensors with onboard processing and helicopter support for sophisticated anti-submarine warfare operations. During the short visit to Taranto, the USS Roosevelt and its embarked MH-60R Seahawk helicopters from Helicopter Maritime Strike Squadron 79 completed a rigorous certification cycle. This included over 50 flight hours, 24 vertical replenishments, multiple in-flight refueling operations, more than 300 deck landing qualifications, and several emergency response drills. These exercises are not flashy demonstrations but critical operational tasks that ensure the crew can maintain prolonged deployments away from a carrier strike group or shore-based support. Each drill refines the crew's coordination, tests the ship's systems under realistic conditions, and allows the bridge team to identify friction points and optimize procedures for extended missions. The operational capabilities of the Roosevelt are highly versatile. The Aegis and Spy 1D radar system can track and sort numerous air contacts simultaneously, providing the commanding officer with multiple engagement options. Standard missiles establish a protective envelope for Allied units and merchant traffic, while ESSM provides an additional layer against complex low-altitude threats. Tomahawk missiles offer long-range strike capabilities that enable neutralization of shore installations or command centers without risking air assets. The MH-60R helicopters extend anti-submarine coverage beyond the ship's own sonar range, using dipping sonar, sonobuoys, surface search radar, and Link 16 connectivity to detect and engage underwater threats. Collectively, these systems allow the Roosevelt to function independently in contested waters, serve as the local air defense commander for smaller task groups, or provide close protection for high-value units. This deployment fits within NATO's integrated air and missile defense architecture. Forward-deployed naval forces in Europe, including destroyers with ballistic missile defense capabilities based in Rota, Spain, maintain readiness to respond quickly to regional contingencies. When a destroyer like the Roosevelt moves into the central Mediterranean, it seamlessly links to Allied sensors and command networks, feeding a shared air picture and contributing to regional missile defense alongside ground-based systems such as the Aegis ashore site in Romania. While the primary mission on a daily basis may focus on presence and training, the capability to support missile defense operations is ever-present and familiar to Allied partners. The Mediterranean continues to be a strategic maritime corridor shaped by both conventional and unconventional pressures. Russian naval forces frequently transit the region, occasionally supported by submarines shifting between the eastern Mediterranean and the Atlantic, while the constraints imposed on the Black Sea by the Turkish Straits redirect much signaling and naval activity to the Mediterranean. Italy, particularly the port of Taranto, occupies a central position in this maritime theater, linking the central basin with the Adriatic and hosting critical infrastructure for both Italian and U.S. naval operations. Regular U.S. port visits not only provide logistical support but also carry political weight, signaling the United States' commitment to NATO's southern flank and reinforcing bilateral relations with Rome. The central Mediterranean remains a hub for energy transportation routes, migration flows, and the potential spillover of regional conflicts, ensuring that maritime awareness and rapid response remain priorities for Allied naval forces. The USS Roosevelt's presence in the central Mediterranean is part of a long-established operational pattern by U.S. naval forces Europe and Africa, based in Naples. Over decades, the Sixth Fleet has maintained a continuous forward presence to ensure stability, monitor regional developments, and exercise interoperability with Allied navies. Deployments typically involve rotating destroyers conducting certifications, participating in joint exercises, rehearsing air and anti-submarine defense scenarios, and then returning to sea for continued patrols. The short port call at Taranto allowed for coordination with the Italian Navy, minor maintenance, and rest for the crew before resuming patrol operations, reflecting the ongoing rhythm of U.S. forward-deployed naval forces in the region. From a broader strategic perspective, the deployment of advanced U.S. destroyers such as the Roosevelt contributes to deterrence and reassurance in a region where maritime security challenges are constant. By integrating advanced sensors, precision strike capabilities, and anti-submarine platforms into a cohesive network, NATO forces maintain the ability to counter a wide range of threats without escalating tensions unnecessarily. The interoperability between ships, helicopters, and Allied command systems ensures that Allied responses can be swift and coordinated, mitigating risks to both military assets and civilian maritime traffic. In practical terms, the Roosevelt's mission underscores the combination of presence, readiness, and technological advantage that modern naval operations require. The ship systems and crew training allow it to protect maritime routes, support Allied forces, and, if necessary, act independently in contested environments. Its deployment is emblematic of NATO's strategy of forward defense and collective security, leveraging the capabilities of modern naval assets to maintain stability in a complex and often unpredictable maritime theater. Following its brief stay in Taranto, the USS Roosevelt cast off and returned to patrol operations in the central Mediterranean. Its movements were synchronized with Allied forces and part of a larger framework of maritime awareness, training, and deterrence that ensures NATO retains a credible presence in a region that remains sensitive to both political and military developments. The destroyer's operations exemplify the continued emphasis on readiness, strategic positioning, and Allied cooperation that underpins U.S. and NATO naval strategy in Europe. Overall, the USS Roosevelt's recent visit to Italy highlights the strategic importance of the central Mediterranean, the versatility and capability of modern Arleigh Burke-class destroyers, and the ongoing commitment of the U.S. Navy to NATO collective defense. Through a combination of advanced technology, rigorous crew training, and forward presence, the Roosevelt contributes directly to maritime security, regional stability, and the reinforcement of transatlantic alliances in a period of heightened geopolitical complexity.